Damn it. I can't work in this crappy weather. I have to go home.
No one knew that his early return would uncover a disaster. It was supposed to be just an ordinary night. But for Henrik, it became a night he would never forget. Fortunately, tonight we have two great psychologists with us to discuss Henrik's problem. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis and the architect of the structural model of the mind. And opposite him, Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology, the theory of the collective unconscious, and symbolic meanings. After this brief introduction, we return to the debate hall to hear the views of these great thinkers.
Pure evil. It's beautiful.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Jefferson, and this is Psychology Class. So the idea is that during each program, we'll bring in two or more prominent psychologists or philosophers and explore a psychological problem that might be relevant to anyone of any age. In the meantime, we'll ask three powerful AIs to be our judges and help us with the scoring. So with this explanation, we will become familiar with the topic under discussion today. Henrik, a 29-year-old man from Trabzon, had been married for 2 years. They had no children, but his wife was his entire world. He worked as a truck driver, long, exhausting journeys that kept him away from home for 15 to 20 days at a time. His wife would stay behind, alone in the house, while Henrik always carried the weight of longing until he could return to her again. That day, like so many before, he set off with his bags and his thoughts, ready for the road. But the weather turned against him. The sky grew black, the wind howled, and the storm forced him to abandon his trip. Only a few hours later, he found himself driving back home. Nobody knew he was returning. He slid the key into the lock. His breath was steady, yet heavy. The door creaked open, and a chill ran through him. It was the same house, yet something in the air felt disturbingly different. A muffled sound, a faint laugh, and then silence. His steps trembled. His heart pounded violently. And there, he saw something that shattered his soul. His wife in the arms of a stranger. A scene not only terrifying, but devastating, as if he had stepped into a nightmare from which there would be no waking. Today, with the help of artificial intelligence, psychology books, and philosophy texts, we have formulated 5 fundamental questions. By answering them, we hope to find a way to help him. The scoring process is as follows. After each question, our selected artificial intelligences answer our questions based on 2 criteria: scientificity and therapeutic application, from 0 to 10. 1. Being scientific from the perspective of scientific psychology means that a theory or statement is testable, is replicable, is supported by empirical evidence and data, is unambiguous. Therapeutic application. That is, this theory or idea is useful in actual therapy, gives the therapist real insight, can be used in psychotherapy, helps the client manage their thoughts, and becomes more adaptable, calmer. Question number 1. Why did Henrik's wife commit infidelity? Infidelity is a reaction of the unconscious to sexual repression. When the body and mind of a woman remain unanswered for weeks, the repressed drives seek an outlet. She was unconsciously pulled towards something that filled the void.
Not only sexual repression, but her shadow was awakened.
What is shadow? The shadow in Jungian theory is the dark, repressed, and unaccepted part of our personality. This part includes traits, desires, or emotions that are not consistent with our ideal image of ourselves. We usually deny the shadow or project it onto others. Recognizing and accepting the shadow is essential for personal growth and achieving psychic wholeness. The shadow is not the enemy. It is a vital part of the unconscious that holds a lot of energy.
On the surface, she seemed calm and faithful, yet a hidden, darker part of her longed for a forbidden experience. Infidelity was merely the stage for her shadow to appear.
Loneliness and her husband's absence intensified the drive. But the true root lies in the unconscious. The more you repress a drive, the stronger and more explosive it becomes.
But I say the drive alone is not enough. She was searching for meaning, not only for the body. The other man may have symbolized excitement, freedom, or even her lost youth.
Repressed desire ignites the fire.
The shadow always resurfaces.
Question number 2. Is the main culprit the woman herself or the circumstances? The woman is responsible for her own actions. Circumstances may facilitate, but they cannot justify. 20 days without her husband became the excuse for her repressed desires to surface.
Circumstances play a decisive role. Henrik was trapped in the archetype of the warrior and provider, but within that role, he deprived his wife of emotional presence. An incomplete relationship produces incomplete results.
Let me be clear. No circumstance forced her. She chose, and that choice reveals the force of her unconscious.
But choice is never purely individual. We are woven from the unconscious collective, our shadows, and cultural structures. She is both victim of the system and agent of her act.
Circumstance uncovers raw desire.
No relationship has one culprit.
Question number 3. What was the wife's main motive? Repressed sexual desire was the primary motive. She wanted to feel attractive and wanted again. Infidelity was her attempt to regain the sense of being alive.
No, her motive was more spiritual. She longed to be seen and heard. That other man became the mirror in which she felt valuable again.
Simply put, she sought to escape the anxiety of loneliness. The unconscious drove her toward immediate gratification.
I argue that she was seeking her lost self. That man symbolized the part of her life that was missing in the everyday routine.
The body screamed the truth.
The soul sought meaning.
Question number 4. What can Henrik do after witnessing this scene? If he represses his anger, he will become ill. He must allow anger to be expressed, but not through violence, through dialogue. Only by uncovering the unconscious roots can a future be built.
He must confront his own shadow. Why was he so consumed by work? Why did he reduce intimacy to mere duty? Answering these questions will empower him.
He needs to discover whether he can reignite sexual desire and love with his wife. If not, staying together becomes torture.
He must begin an inner journey through counseling, dialogue, or even a conscious separation. What matters is choosing with awareness, not blind rage.
Dialogue, not revenge.
Face the shadow, find healing.
Question number 5. What are the treatments and solutions for continuing life together? The woman must undergo analysis to discover why she submitted to this drive. The man must also understand why the relationship cooled. Only psychoanalysis can reveal this hidden unconscious.
I say the future must be rewritten. Trust must be rebuilt through action, not merely analyzing the past. If they cannot, then a conscious separation is healthier.
Without addressing the root of sexual drive, every attempt remains superficial. If this drive is not revived in the relationship, infidelity will repeat.
If both confront their true self, the relationship has a second chance. If not, separation that allows personal growth becomes the path forward.
Analysis is the key.
Rewrite the future together.
Debates between Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung have always been among the most fascinating and closely matched encounters in psychology. From a scientific standpoint, no one has ever reached Freud's level, and perhaps no one ever will. He remains the undisputed father of psychoanalysis. But when it comes to therapeutic approaches, Jung steps in with remarkable power. His methods are so effective and practical that he has never fallen short in this area, earning him the title of a true healer of psychological wounds. In the end, it is Jung's strong therapeutic program that tips the scales in his favor, making him a powerful reference for treating conflicts, traumas, and psychological disorders. Just a glance at concepts like introversion and extroversion is enough to grasp the lasting significance of his work.